How do I find keywords that I can rank for on Google and YouTube, and how in the hell does that relate to Pinterest? Well, friends, today I'm talking all about how I find keywords that I can rank for on page 1 of Google, as well as ranking high in the search results on YouTube. I've been using this strategy since last July, August timeframe, and it does not involve expensive tools. That's the best part. So, how do you find keywords that you can rank for? What kind of content can I create and rank against my competitors? I have all of the notes, and we're just gonna talk about it. So, if you're ready for that, let's dive on in. Creating content is great, and we don't want to create content just to create content. We want to be strategic about it. I've talked about this on this channel before, especially when you're thinking about your customer journey and content strategy and hopefully selling your products and services with your content. The last thing you want to do is create and put effort into creating content that you rank for with your SEO, but it doesn't actually bring you any money. So we want to dive into that today. I'm going to talk to you and show you actually on the computer the complete tutorial of how I do this. I'm going to walk you through exactly what this looks like and show you the search volume versus competition versus cost per click, explain what some of those metrics mean, well, all of them, and how you can determine what keywords you can actually rank for when you're creating your content. So, yes, this video has a little bit to do with YouTube, it has a little bit to do with Google, and of course, you're always driving traffic with Pinterest. That's why you're on this channel in the first place, most likely because you found my content that's related to Pinterest marketing. All of this comes back to driving traffic with Pinterest. Ultimately, you create content on your YouTube channel or your website, whether it's landing pages, sales pages, free content, and then you drive traffic to it with Pinterest. But at the same time, if you can also rank on page 1 of Google or at the top of your search results in YouTube, holy hell, I promise you, this has been such a game changer in my business. I went from I think around 14 or so page views a day in July of 2020 to averaging about 140 visits per day right now in April of 2021. This strategy is possible for you. I have made so much money from this solution, from this strategy, and I don't have ads yet. As of filming this video, I am 45 hours away from being able to apply for monetization on YouTube. So I don't have YouTube ads, I don't have ads on my website, and the only way that I'm monetizing my search engine traffic, Google, Pinterest, YouTube, is with digital products and services and my consulting work. And that's it. So if that's something you want to do, then definitely stick around. Why is SEO even important? Well, I think it's important for long-term growth and organic traffic. Whether you like it or not, people are looking on Google for your competitors and their problems, and if you're not there, they're gonna go to someone else's website. So really, I believe that if you want to build a long-term sustainable business that you don't rely on advertising dollars to fund, then you really should be pushing organic traffic. And one of the biggest mistakes I made when I started my first blog was not focusing on SEO in the beginning, because the price tag of learning SEO was so high and the barrier to entry was so high, I didn't make it a priority, and I should have. I wish I would have. So we're correcting that with my agency business now, and I'm actually ranking on page 1 for I don't even know how many keywords now. And it's all thanks to me turning this camera on and just talking to it and teaching you about Pinterest marketing and content strategy and Canva image design and Tailwind and all of the above. That's why I think SEO is important, and that's why I think that you should also think it's important. Now, a lot of people ask the question, so if you go to Google and you search for how to find keywords I can rank for, because I was doing the SEO for this video, One of the questions in the people also ask section is, how do I check my keywords difficulty for free? In other words, how do I find out how to rank for keywords that are difficult or not, but for free? So there's really no free way to search for keywords, at least strategically, because you want to find keywords that you can rank for against your competition. So there's a little bit of a method to my madness when I do this. And I learned this, and there's a link for the course down below. It's the SEO course that I took. In Stupid Simple SEO by Mike Pearson, he teaches how to find what your competitors are ranking for, and then what your domain authority is, and you kind of cross those two things together. So you really want to start off by finding out what your domain authority is. You can do that by signing up for a free Ahrefs account. Right now, my domain authority is a 28, and that's up from 0 in 2020. So that's part of the reason why I'm ranking on page 1 for a lot of the keywords I'm going after, because the people who are also creating Pinterest marketing content have a lower domain authority than I do now. So all the hard work really does pay off. Now, there is no way to find them for free. There just isn't. But you can use a tool, it's my favorite tool, called Keywords Everywhere. They are not sponsoring this video. I don't even have an affiliate link, but you can purchase 100,000 credits for $10. It is absolutely necessary. You have to. Like, it's such a great tool to use. It used to be free until the bots ruined it. And here we are. So $10, 100,000 credits. Every keyword shown or displayed on your screen is considered 1 credit. And I purchased my credits in October of 2019, and I have 45,000 or so left. So they really do last a long time. Let's talk about my keyword process. So this is kind of like my thought process behind finding keywords. So I like to see first what my competitors are ranking for on Google. And what I do is I just type in the search bar, like I'm doing a collab soon with a friend of mine on ClickUp. So I would type in ClickUp in the search bar, and I would see what comes up. And the very first thing I'm going to look for is actually what ranks at the top of the page. But I don't want to just search for ClickUp because that's too short. So I'm going to go to ClickUp for, let's say, marketing, because I use it for my marketing agency. So I'm going to type in ClickUp for marketing, and immediately I can see that the search volume for this particular keyword is like none. It doesn't exist. And that's because this is such a new tool and there aren't a lot of people creating content on it just yet. So the next thing I'm gonna do is find out what my competitors, which one of my competitors is actually ClickUp in this case, are ranking for on page 1 of Google. And I wanna see what kind of content it is. And that also tells me what the search intent is behind that particular keyword. So what I'm gonna do is just look through here, like ClickUp, the project management tool. It looks like they're using their blog post to talk about a review. This is creating the perfect workflow with ClickUp. Story Chief is using ClickUp content marketing strategy. So it looks like there's some educational and purchase intent keywords on this particular search. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to find out what my competitors are creating versus what I need to create. So I'm thinking about creating a ClickUp for marketing tutorial. Maybe I want to create it for how to use an agency team inside of ClickUp. So what I would do in that case is a how-to video. So I need the search intent to be a how-to video or how-to intent. So I'm going to be looking for that kind of content for my competitors and seeing what they are also ranking for. Now, what I like to do is take a look at the content they're creating, and I don't like read the full thing or watch the full video, but I will consume a bit of their content just to see what their H2 headings are, if they have any lists or screenshots. Basically, I want to get a gist of what their content is so I can see if I can do it better. That's pretty much the whole reason why I am doing competitor research. You have to do competitor research if you want to rank and you want to create content that people like. I'm looking for how I can create content and actually create it better than my competitors. Now, the next thing I'm gonna look for on this page is hopefully when they publish this content last. So the last time this piece of content was published was August 4th, 2019. I'm also gonna hop into the videos and see when content was published last in the videos for YouTube. And if I notice that there really haven't been any videos published in the last like 90 days or so, then I know I have a really good chance at ranking for that keyword. If a competitor has posted a piece of content and they haven't published anything in like the last 6 to 12 months, that's prime time, like ripe for the pickings. So I'm definitely looking at time frame on when people have published last. Now, the last thing that I'm looking at when I'm scoping out competitor content is, was this post created for an affiliate post? Is it sponsored? Are they doing just a how-to? Is it a listicle? What kind of content is it? Because that's also going to speak to how people are consuming it and ultimately how I can do it better. Most everything I create is a piece of how-to content. I'm teaching. Ultimately, that converts really well to email list signups and sales for me, and even affiliate commissions, because I've taught that person something, they've gotten a lot of value from it, and now they're ready to go the next step. Once I have figured out exactly what the search intent is, what my competition is ranking for, I'm actually going to start doing the actual keyword research. So this is where I kind of want to show you how I do the research. That way you can do it too. So you're actually going to want to have your Keywords Everywhere tool installed. So pause this video and go grab the Keywords Everywhere tool if you haven't got it already. What we're going to do is we're going to hop into the computer, and I'm actually just going to turn on my Keywords Everywhere tool, and it's actually already turned on. So I am searching for keywords that are high search volume, a higher cost per click, and then a lower competition. So let me explain. We need to explain the whole cost per click versus competition versus search volume thing really quick. So search volume is how many searches per month are taking place on that keyword. The cost per click is how much people are spending to actually put an ad on that keyword. The higher the search volume and the higher the cost per click means that is probably a really good keyword that you can try to rank for, as long as the search competition is low. Okay? So if you have a high cost per click and a high search volume and a low competition, you definitely should try to rank for that keyword if you can, like if it makes sense for your brand. So in this case, I'm looking at this screen where I searched for ClickUp for marketing. Let's say I created a whole tutorial video on how to use ClickUp for your marketing agency, and I'm giving away a ClickUp marketing template. This right here is a decent keyword that I can try to rank for, and it has a lower competition, and I think I could rank for it. So 1,300 people searching for it per month. People are paying $2.52 to be seen as an ad on this keyword, so like ClickUp. And then the competition is pretty low. So anything 0.50 or lower, I consider to be lower competition. Anything 0.5 or higher, I would consider more medium to high. So something else that you can do just really quick, I wanted to let you know, right here on your Keywords Everywhere tool, you can see what keywords people are ranking for on their content. So let's just say we wanted to do this on bay leaf digital. We would hover over this and we would click on the total keywords this URL ranks for. And then you can see what keywords this URL is ranking for on this piece of content. So they're ranking for ClickUp email automation and ClickUp company. Now, the estimated traffic is 0, which means the competition, like ClickUp is such a new company. There's not a lot of people producing content about them right now, but oftentimes I do find that to be really helpful. And something else you can look at is like the actual company themselves, if they're ranking for keywords and you're up against them in that search result. In this case, that's not a really good example, but I have found that to be really, really helpful, especially in the Pinterest marketing keywords, finding out what keywords my competitors are ranking for on page. You're gonna search for your keywords here in the bar. And typically, the Keywords Everywhere tool actually fills in the search results on this dropdown, but it's not doing that today and hasn't been doing it for a few days. So I feel like there's a bit of a bug with the keyword tool, but they do pop up over here for search volume for all the related keywords, and then people also searching for keywords and long tail. And then if you wanted to like click that, they would come up here right under the search bar. So that's what I'm looking for. And I would also go to YouTube and do the same thing. On YouTube, I'm actually gonna search for something similar. So you can see all the search results I've been using lately. So if we just typed in ClickUp in here, you can start seeing the search terms actually populate here in the search bar. So the search terms on YouTube, the volume and competition and everything are gonna be exactly the same as on Google. So the whole reason I'm looking for them on YouTube though is to see what videos are popping up in the search results on YouTube, which should be the same over here. So if we did ClickUp tutorial and we went to videos, it's the same here. So it doesn't really matter which one you look at, but what I wanna see is title. I wanna see the thumbnail. I wanna look at the description right here, see if there's anything in the description. This also kind of tells me what kind of content they created. And then I can kind of see how competitive this is gonna be. If I see a lot of really big channels like Jessica's at the top, which by the way, I'm wearing her shirt today. If I see a lot of big channels like this that are putting content at the top, then probably I'm not gonna be able to rank against it, but that's not always the case. So don't be afraid, because I actually do rank for ClickUp keywords, even though people like Jessica have the top spot. I am basically just compiling all of this information, and once I have it all compiled, I put it in my outline, and I'll actually show you what that looks like. This is my outline for my YouTube content, and I put the search term in here, the volume per month, and the competition. Now I'm only putting keywords in here that I don't put the cost per click in here because I don't find it, I don't need to track that. But I do put these 3 pieces of information in here, and then I can come back to these later actually and see. When I'm checking on my content later to see how I'm ranking, I can go and look at all the keyword search terms that I used for this piece of content. All right, so we've done our keyword research, we've compiled the keywords. Now, one of the questions that I do get asked quite often is, how many keywords should I use? Well, I typically try to use 5 to 7 keywords for my content, even though you will likely rank for more keywords than that on each post or video. Theoretically, you could rank for a number of them. So I try to think about all the different ways somebody would find this piece of content. Now, I'm not trying to game the system, but if it's relevant, like if I'm making a Pinterest marketing tutorial and I'm talking about Tailwind, then I'll also try to find keywords related to Tailwind to use in that content. So this is like the gist of it, and we're gonna wrap this video up. I usually, when I'm doing my research, I'll actually sit down and I'll write in a notebook and just brain dump all of the ways that somebody would find this piece of content and what search terms I think they are using to find it. And then once I've done that keyword, that brainstorming, I'll actually do that on my phone and in a notebook. Once I'm done that brainstorming and I have 5 to 7 like solid ideas, like starting points, I'll take those to the computer, I'll plug them in, and I will do my best to try and find keywords I can rank for. Now, not every piece of content that I create can I find 5 to 7 keywords that would be worth ranking for. But if I can, then I'll do my best, and that's what I'll do. So where do I use the keywords? That's the next question. I use them in my title and my description on YouTube. I obviously use them on my blog title and in my blog post on Google. And then I'll take those same keywords and I will cross-pollinate them onto Pinterest and see if they are also search terms on Pinterest. And once I have figured that out, if they are search terms on Pinterest, then I will use those in my text overlay, pin title, pin description, and I'll make sure to pin them to the most appropriate board. So that's all of the places where I'm using my keywords. Now, as a result of this strategy of creating a YouTube video, publishing it on my website, and sending traffic from Pinterest, I am ranking on page 1 for I don't even know how many keywords now. Quite a lot. So I'm pretty happy with my progress, and I'm not using expensive tools, which is like the best part. All right, so this is a lot to digest. It was a little bit more than just a tutorial. It was also like a little bit of theory. So if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more content like this, make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what you would like to see, and I will do my best to make it for you. Definitely do leave me a comment down below. I do read all of the comments and try to respond. If there's something specific related to SEO or content creation that you want to see, I want to hear about it. So drop it down below. Let me hear about it. In the meantime, go on over to our content marketing strategy playlist and go watch some of those videos about content strategy, customer journey, etc. And we will see you next time.